my dearest single sister who has intention of marrying a pastor, or who is already engaged to be married to a pastor, always open that anyone that comes I can marry, or who says God forbid also. I'm back again with my episode 2 of preparing to become a pastor's wife. The first episode I talked about, starting with self-awareness and self-discovery. If you didn't get that, if you have not caught the video, please check my page. You will see it again. You need to go through that one because like a foundation before we get into the second one. Today's own, I want to talk about growing yourself, personal development as a lady who may marry a pastor or someone who is already engaged to a pastor. If you do not grow yourself, church folks will make nonsense of you. Yes, I'm not saying church folks are bad, but human capital is difficult to manage. Most difficult resource to manage is human capital. So they are going to try you. They are going to test your knowledge base. People will not come to you. People will come to you to find out, especially when you're just married newly, to find out whether you have anything to offer up here. If they ask you once, twice, and there's nothing, they will just cut a wide berth. Whenever they see you, everybody will just find their level. So you need to grow yourself. You see, growing yourself will also help build your self-confidence. Growing you will help you build your self-confidence. If you're thinking, where do I start from? Subsequent episodes, I'm going to be teaching on areas you should focus on. I'm even going to teach on those areas to help you. But one of those areas you should start with is leadership. See, Everything Rises and Falls on Leadership by John Maxwell. I agree, completely agree. Because you can't lead people when you have not been able to lead yourself. Or you can't lead people when you don't even know where you're going to. So you need to grow yourself. A pastor's wife is a leader. You're going to be leading people. You're going to be standing beside your husband or behind your husband anyhow. But you're going to be standing with your husband to lead the people that God is committing to you. So you've got to learn principles of leadership. How can I help my husband do the work God has called him to do? Remember, as a wife, you are a helpmeet. God is bringing you into the life of that man to make ministry easier for him, not to add to his burden. So one of the best gifts you can give to your husband is to grow your leadership skills so that your husband can focus on this primary call of preaching the gospel, teaching the gospel, putting out the word out there, building the people, and then you are there helping him. So some of you get married. For those, I'm sure that pastors' wives are going to be watching this. You're a pastor's wife, and women ministry you cannot lead. Children department, you go there, you cause wahala because you have refused to grow your leadership skills. So remember, I talked about self-awareness. What self-awareness would also help you do in that number 1 episode I took. But what will help you do is that as you're growing your leadership skill, you're looking for your biases, your leadership bias. Are you very good in marriage? Are you very good in children ministry? Are you very good in social media? Whatever it is, your leanings now will be in that area. So you need to grow yourself. I said number 1 area you should grow yourself is in leadership. Another area you should grow yourself is in emotional intelligence. You cannot run away from this because ministry is about people. Your husband will not be leading empty chairs. Your husband is not leading generator. Your husband is leading human beings. And so you need to be able to manage your emotions and know how to manage and react to other people's emotions. So that, like I said in my earlier episode, your husband will not be putting out fire all the time. You will set fire, he becomes a fire service man. So you need to get emotionally intelligent. So it's an area you should see. There are a lot of materials on emotional intelligence. You don't need to wait for somebody. You can teach yourself emotional intelligence. Another area that you should look at, people skills or social skills. If you're a pastor's wife or someone intending, even if you're already married to a pastor, someone intending to get married to a pastor, social skills like human resource skills, you need to have them. You need to have them. Except you say you want to just be on your own, generally you don't want to marry a pastor. But if you want to marry a pastor, you need to know how to conduct yourself in a social setting. You need to know how to manage people who will be working with you, people in the office, in the church office, even if you're not into full-time ministry. in the various departments, and when you have leadership meetings, workers meetings, and all of that, the way people talk in meetings are not the same way people talk in the house. So you don't bring your kitchen talk, the way you talk anyhow, and shout at people in the house. And you come to church, you think I shout at people like that, they will run. So you need to be able to manage people, knowing that people come with different, bents, different traits, unique abilities. You need to be able to manage and harness all of this, and that's why you need people skills. So I've told you, learn about leadership, emotional intelligence, people skills or people management. Another area you have to look at is finance and administration. Finance and administration. Like I was talking to a young pastor's wife last week who came to see me. She wanted to spend some time with me and to maybe pick my brain, and it was a beautiful session. We're driving and she was asking me questions from my experience and from interactions with other pastors' wives. I'm a pastor's wife, I'm also a pastor, yes, but my husband is not a GO. But at least from my interactions, I've seen what other women who are married to GOs they go through and all of that. So from that, I was able to answer some questions that she was asking me, and one of that I told her, I said, you need to learn administration and finance, not because you're going to be doing it yourself, but you've got to have an idea of every area of the ministry so that you can step in when there is a lacuna, or you can supervise and say, this is not going well. If you don't see simple bookkeeping, you need to know, you need to have an idea. Church administration, read books, read articles on church administration. You've got to do all of this so that the ministry will be easier for your husband to do, because ministry will come with all its demands and challenges and all of that. So one of the best gifts God is giving to your husband is you. You are one of the best gifts that God is giving to your husband for the work he has called him to do. So why don't you give him ease and rest by preparing along these lines? Finance and administration. Otherwise, a church that does not have structure can go far. So if you're waiting for your husband to go and learn all of this, so why are you in his life? Yes, he's going to learn, but you to learn to help him. So what have I talked about? Leadership, emotional intelligence, people's management, finance and administration. I'm sure there's another one, fifth one, but I won't take that one today. So let me leave you with this. As you prepare to get, see, your curriculum is different from the girl who is marrying any other man, a businessman, a lawyer, a doctor, a dentist, whatever, a trader, a carpenter. Is different. Your curriculum is different. So when you go for your general church and premarital class, this one, take this alongside you. This is a special curriculum for people who intend to marry pastors. May the Lord help you. I pray that you will apply all these things that I've been teaching, and that you would also go the extra mile by learning more, so that you won't regret being a pastor's wife. God bless you. Bye.